Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dale Sonic, Director of Safety here at ACE Doran. I'd like to welcome you all to today's call. Joining me today is Jim Collins, President of ACE. Jim, how are you?
Good afternoon, Dale, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Also, Chad Leiter, Director of Operations. Chad?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Dale.
All right. Joining us via the phone is Lauren Bailey, President of the Owner-Operator Advisory Services. Lauren, how are you?
Doing well. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. And Don Laymiller, an owner-operator and also a member of the Driver Advisory Board. Don, how are you?
I'm good. Hope everybody else is well.
All right. Thank you, Don. Jim, do you want to go ahead and get us started?
Certainly. So just a question. Do we do those little introductions so people hear our voice and they know who's speaking? Is that why we do that?
I believe so.
All right. I kind of like that. Good. I don't know who thought of that, but it was a darn good idea. So good afternoon, everyone. Looks like we have 186 people on the call.
166.
So thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. It's awesome to get the chance to speak with all of you. You know, like we've talked about before, these all calls started, I guess a year ago as a result of the COVID crisis, and now, you know, that's getting a little better, at least in some areas, but I just love the opportunity that these calls give us to all be together, have a conversation, and just keep the lines of communication open and keep transparent things that we're doing, things that we're working on. So thank you all so much. Also, as always, I want to just say that I hope each of you are staying safe. Your families are staying safe. I hope everyone is getting their vaccination shots. I know my wife and I, Beth, we went last Friday, got our first shots, and got our second ones coming here the 16th of April or something. So anyway, hopefully we're all moving towards mass safety. So just a quick update on the business. I can't think of anything bad to say. Business is just running wide open right now. All of our divisions, wind, power only, general freight, which steel, aluminum, machinery, we all lump under that general freight tab. Our van division, our government division, everything's just really, really humming. As a matter of fact, today's the last billing day of the month, and we're going to set a new all-time revenue record this month in March, best month we've ever had, and that's just thanks to all of you, the field office employees who are out there moving the freight, the agents that are moving the freight, the owner-operators, drivers, contractors that are hauling the freight, the employees here and in the field that support all of that activity. You know, it's really just a team effort, and just thanks to all of you. It's incredible what we're doing, and I really hope that all of you individually, agents from a commission standpoint, contractors from a truck pay percentage, I hope you're all, riding this wave, because as we all know, this is a cyclical business, and the outlook from most of the experts, second quarter should be just as strong as this quarter. Some people say the whole year should look like this. I'm a little hesitant to go, 2 and 3 quarters out, but at any rate, the condition of the company right now is great. Business is strong. We're doing very well, and we anticipate that to continue over the next, certainly the next quarter at a minimum. So thank you all so much for your individual role in making that happen. So Dale, I think I have a couple other things, but I can get back to those later. So that's it for now.
All right. Thank you, Jim. I just want to remind our callers, if you have a question or comment, hit *3. You'll get into our queue, and then we're at the end of the program. We'll go ahead and take those calls or questions. I just want to go ahead and lead off. The DOT has been very busy with roadside inspections, so I want to lead off with the individuals here in the last 30 days who have gotten clean roadside inspections. So starting off with Barry Wilson, Ed Bader, Herberto Rodriguez, Charles Stahl, Gregory Ryan, Daniel Telefor, James R. Davis Jr., William McPherson, Mark Kirker, Charles Cottle, Gordon Smith, Jeffrey Thompson, Harold Crum, and Susan Mazer. So I congratulate all of you for getting those clean roadside inspections. As I mentioned, the DOT is back in full force doing multiple roadsides now. I can tell just by the sheer number of inspections that keep coming in week after week. So
Dale, quick question on the clean inspections. I know we pay $200 for every one, right?
yes, we do.
Do we automatically contact the contractor, or do they have to contact us? Because I want to make sure everybody's getting their money.
Yeah, they need to contact us. Our policy is you contact us within 24 hours of that inspection, get it to us, and then we will process it. If it gets more than a day or two after that, and we see it out on the portal and we have to contact you by then, it's no longer valid because we're having to track down the paperwork.
Okay. So I guess bottom line is if you get a clean inspection, please call us right away so we can send you some an award or reward, whatever the right word
Cash.
is. Cash. There you go.
Cash money.
There you go.
By all means, I would rather pay that out. A lot easier for us to do that, and then as opposed to if you have violations, and then we have to get into the process of getting proof of repairs and all that other necessary regulation. So just lead me into the next segment I want to talk about. Last year, we did really well with roadside inspections. We were sitting at 71% clean inspections. The first quarter this year, we're down to 55%, so that's kind of significant drop down. I don't know if last year was just the case where inspectors were a little bit easier and they were giving more cleans. Traditionally, that's about where we fall in between 55 and 60%. But I'd like to challenge all of our contractors to let's start moving into the direction of more cleans. I'd rather pay out the money than having to go back and deal with, making sure we get repairs done and getting new annual inspections because of roadside issues. So with that, just want to remind everyone that May 4th through the 6th is the DOT Blitz this year, with the emphasis is going to be on hours of service and vehicle lighting. So we want to make sure we are prepared for those inspections. As everyone knows, the DOT will be out in force doing inspections nonstop during that time period. With the hours of service, the areas of focus that we need to put emphasis on is the personal conveyance use. We should only be using personal conveyance for two reasons: short trips of personal nature, or when you're at the shipper and receiver and your 14-hour clock has expired and you need to get to a safe haven. Just want to remind all of our drivers, personal conveyance cannot be used to enhance your operational readiness. So if you're moving in an area that can be interpreted that you're trying to advance yourself to your next load, it's potential of a write-up. So don't use it if there's even a hint of that. So keep the miles short. The other thing that we get written up for from time to time is our phone or tablet, whatever we're using to keep track of our hours of service, needs to be in a fixed position and visible to you. So however you accomplish that, if you stick it on your dash with some Velcro tape, or you have some sort of cup holder that can put it in place, that's what we need to do. And then general form and manner violations, which are typically we don't have updated bill of ladings on our logs for the new loads we're under, and our trailer number. We've switched trailers and we didn't update the log for that day. So we need to focus on those three areas when it comes to hours of service. And then on the vehicle side, the emphasis is on lighting, but I do know they're going to be looking at everything. So what we want to pay attention to is tires, making sure tires are fully inflated and we have proper tread depth. If we're checking tires regularly and replacing before they're unsatisfactory, it will save us money as opposed to having to replace them out on the road. And then anytime we're stopped, we ought to just take that opportunity to walk around, just make sure all lights are operational and obviously the tires are in good shape. That will help us in the long run when it comes to getting roadside inspections. The other thing I do want to mention today is the last day, so let's get the online safety meetings done. We are doing really well this quarter. If we can get another 34 drivers to take it who hasn't, that will give us 70% completion. That'll be the highest we've ever had.
We've ever done, yeah.
Yep, so I definitely want to hit that goal. So if you haven't done it, please do it today. Today is the last day. You do get paid out 1% of your line haul for the quarter, as long as you hadn't had any claims, either cargo liability, and if you didn't, or if you had any roadsides, they have to be clean, and then you'll qualify. So with that, I will go ahead and throw it over to Chad.
Thank you, Dale. I really don't have much to go over today, Jim. Jim touched on everything, but I know I'm not going to get off that easy. So national, as I've done in the past, we'll go over loaded truck ratios for the national average. and then where we're standing with Ace Doran. So currently, national load-to-truck ratio is 87 loads to one truck, and that's a national average. So there are some areas, I was on a call last week where I think there was 300 loads to one truck. So it just goes to show the success that we're having here at Ace Doran is showing at the national level as well. National average on rates is $2.75 for the month of March. It was $2.56 in February, $2.49 in January, and last December it was $2.48.
So it's been up for 4 months straight.
We're on a 4-month trend there. So, and if you look at last year this time, I believe it was right around that $2.15, $2.20 a mile.
Wow.
As we were getting into the pandemic. So that's the flatbed. On the van side, national average rate is $2.66 for March, up 26 cents from February at $2.40. It was $2.36 in January. We reached a little lull, and then $2.46 in December. For the first time this year, spot rates are actually higher than the national average on contract rates, which this information is all provided by DAT. So both modes that we're typically doing a lot of our business in are on a high upward trend. So in terms of Ace Doran, load count, 2019 first quarter we were at 9,622. The 2020 first quarter, 13,104. And this first quarter, we're at 17,577 loads currently.
My goodness, 17,000. What was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago, in 2019, it was 9,622.
Goodness.
So a lot of growth there. And in terms,
congratulations and thank you, everyone.
yes, exactly. 2019 rate per mile was 279. 2020 it was 246. And so far, for the first quarter, we're at $2.90. And that's Ace Doran numbers there. So now I'd like to recognize top performers. General freight side, we got Brandon Davis, who is a fleet driver for Donnie Workman, working for the GC Mars Terminal down in Carrollton, Kentucky. Number 2 on that list is Brett Taylor. Brett Taylor's a driver for the A&H group up in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm sure Bill's on the line and his team up in Cleveland. And then rounding out the general freight side is Phil McDuffie, who's running out of our Owensboro terminal with Mark Norther and Jeff Roach. On the van side, we've got Jason Sarabian, Travis Walters, and William Smith. And then rounding out the top performer list will be our power-only division. First on that list is a team, we got two teams actually, Adrian Welch and Nathaniel Kitt, Michael Morrow and Logan Mahan. They've actually started doing a little bit of van work as well, so they're kind of working in the power-only division, and then recently they've partnered up with the van division out in Morton, Illinois. And then last but not least, Patricia Jackson, who's a fleet driver for our Haney and White terminal down at 756 there in Louisville, Kentucky. So a lot of new top performers in the month of February. I'll be interested to see how March's number looks with the increase in rates per mile, and then obviously with the capacity being the way it is. Some of the topics from an operational perspective that I want to talk about and touch on, Dale, you already hit on the online safety meetings. But with the first quarter coming to an end, make sure you're getting your quarterly maintenance reports in, as we don't want to hear towards the end of the month, Dale, that'll be, if we haven't received those reports, they'll be going into non-compliance. So you can do that all on Driver's IG. If you have any issues, you can reach out to Alexander. Here he'd be more than happy to help you with your login. And then as we've stated multiple times on this call already, capacity is very tight. Make sure you're communicating with your dispatchers, central dispatch, company stores, and our agent network. There's a lot of good opportunities with direct customers out there right now, and a lot of third parties are also seeking out capacity. So our customers that are here year round, we need to make sure we're providing them with our equipment, and just continue to keep on keeping on. You guys are doing a fantastic job as Dale stated, on the safety side. And if you have any issues or anything you need to address from an operational perspective, please feel free to reach out to me. Dale, with that, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you. We did have 2 drawings here. Pat just handed me 2 individuals for $50 gift cards. So Dale Bessel, congratulations. You got
Dale Bessel.
Yes, great individual, has an awesome first name.
That he is.
And Jolene Boardman. So we got $50 going to each of you.
Can I say something about those safety meetings?
Yes.
You and Dale both, or you and Chad both mentioned those. I just want everybody to understand, it's our thinking that if you guys attend those safety meetings once a quarter, all the drivers, guys and gals, it kind of keeps safety at the forefront of your mind. And that's what we're trying to accomplish with those. You know, last year we spent about $1 million on claims and claims costs, and we spent about $500,000 on safety bonus. So the way we view that is if we're going to spend $1.5 million this year on those 2 items, we would much rather everyone attend these quarterly safety meetings, keep safety on the forefront of your minds, and we would much rather flip-flop those 2 numbers and pay $1 million out in safety bonuses and maybe reduce that claims cost by, $400,000 or $500,000. So we really think, it's kind of a win-win. We would gain savings, and we want that money to go into the driver's pockets way more than we want to send it to the insurance company. So please participate in those safety meetings. We truly believe we know that it will reward you with an extra 1%, and we hope, quite frankly, it'll drive our claims costs down. So all of you that do participate regularly, thank you. And for those that don't, please do.
And just to kind of illustrate what you were talking about, Jim, it's much easier for us to budget on paying out safety bonuses based on revenue than it comes to claims. Claims are very unpredictable.
That's exactly right.
Depending the nature of the accident, it could balloon on us, and that,
That's right.
it's very hard. So
Yes, thank you.
we'll go ahead and move along to Don. Don, how are you?
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, Jim invited me on here today just to remind everybody about the Driver Relief Fund and kind of what we do with that and how we fund that. So it's funded by our drivers, our agents, and our office employees. I don't think they get enough credit that they also contribute to our Driver Relief Fund. And then with the Driver Relief Fund, we help drivers in need from injury, illness, or unexpected tragedy. Tragedy being like the agent we had down in Houston that lost her house. It burnt to the ground, complete total loss. And the Driver Relief Fund kicked that off with a $500 donation, and everybody else chipped in, and we're well over $5,000 for that agent to help rebuild her house. So we do things like that for our drivers. That's primarily what we do it for. If somebody gets sick and they can't work, we help them out with some short-term money just to make things easier because, here at ACE, we're all a big family. So we all pool our resources. We donate. A lot of us donate by the load or by the week, $5 here or, $3 do it, and we pull all that money in, and then we help the drivers that are in need. And if anybody isn't contributing that wants to, if they call down to Central Dispatch, talk to Cindy. She can set you up with that. You can do a one-time donation of any denomination you want, and that way we can keep this fund up so we can help everybody here at the company. And we have our big Driver Relief Fund fundraiser coming up during Driver Appreciation Week. So we had a great success with that last year with the packages. We've got some new packages going to be coming out. We're going to have one for the agents, maybe even 2. We haven't quite nailed that down yet. So the agents are going to have something that they can also might want to look into donating for. They donated last year, even though all of our packages were just geared to drivers. So we're going to have a few more packages this year, and we just hope everybody stays safe. We've had not as many as we expected with the pandemic and COVID and everything. We've helped a lot of drivers, but not nearly as many as we thought we might, which is we're totally grateful for, because it could have been really bad and it hasn't been, so we're blessed with that. And that's it. If anybody has a question, they can hit *3. We can answer it. The three people to talk to about the Driver Relief Fund is myself, Jerry Wise, he's our flatbed guy up in the Northeast, and then Violet Helfridge, she's our wind energy girl. You can find their numbers on Driver's IG. Get a hold of us at any time if you have any questions or anything like that. And that's really all I've got for that. Dale?
All right.
Hey, Don, real quick, I'd like to, we're giving out thanks. I would like to give the thanks out to you and Gerald and Jerry and Violet. I mean, you guys manage that fund pretty much anytime that it comes through. So you guys do an outstanding job with that. And,
Absolutely.
And really appreciate you being in the position that you're in on the Driver Advisory Board, as well as Jerry and Violet. So kudos to you guys as well, because without you guys managing the Driver Relief Fund and being on the advisory board, it would fall on our plate, and I know we would not do as good a job as you guys do. So thank you for that.
All right. Thank you, guys.
You're quite welcome.
Alex just threw me. Thanks, Don. Alex just threw me a sign to remember. Before we start, or everyone should who's driving, make sure you check that you have the retroreflective tape up on the back part of your truck and on your mud flaps. We do see violations from time to time written up on that, so just double check. Last time I was out in the field, I came across a couple of trucks that did not have that, so those are easy ones, and we don't want to give away points unnecessarily on DOT inspections. But let's go ahead and bring Lauren on. Lauren, are you ready?
Dale, real quick, what's the *3 for questions?
Yep, *3 for questions or comments.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. You want me to go?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Lauren. I jumped in there. Sorry about
that.
Yes,
That's okay. That's okay. Well, let me see. Fuel. I could have told everyone that the freight's up by just looking at fuel consumption. We've increased 23.1% versus February to March. Our prices are still pretty high. We're up 21, almost 22 cents a gallon, February to March, and I addressed that last time, but I'll reiterate what was happening. One, the anticipation of the stimulus package, the speculators jumped in the market, and then we had the shutdowns in East Texas or West Texas, and really the refineries. That hurt us, and then we had a pile on. OPEC got into the deal and started talking about lowering production, and they're still doing that right now. But the truth of the matter is, from a supply-demand standpoint, globally, we're okay. That's what speculators and people in this business have always done. In the 3 or 4 decades that I've been around it, I mean, they just love this stuff, and they jump all over it. So looking down the line, looking at the strip of the energy market right now, it's very narrow. Generally, your intermarket spreads are anywhere from a penny to a penny and a half. I mean, we're looking at 75 points, 25 points difference between those months. So that tells me there's really not much activity or really a threat that is going to run up. We may have a front run up based off like what had happened in February, but my hope is that we're going to see this stuff start leveling down a little bit and really have a full correction and get back and regain the 22 cents they ran it up. One thing I wanted to announce to everybody that I've been working with the guys in the wind division, point person. Y'all going to need to buy him dinner or something, but Frank Scott, I've been talking with him regularly what y'all are running into out there at Garden City, where Love's, nicely changed the classification of the Garden City Loves to a country store and immediately took away 65 cents a gallon. So two can play that game. So we've got you set up with Balsamans right there in Garden City. and it should go into effect tomorrow. But just check your fuel book app, or check the prices that I post. It needs to be on that EFS report, or it's not in the system. So, but I did sign that the agreement for that comm data relationship form, and also the EFS right about an hour before this meeting. So a big thank goes to Frank Scott, and I want to put this out here. If anybody is on a dedicated lane, I've done dedicated lanes for a long time. If you're buying at the pump price, do what Frank did. Call me and let me see what I can do. Now, as a result of that, Frank, thank him again. We're getting a nationwide deal with Ambest. Now, it's not going to be as aggressive as like your TA or Petro, but I think it may fill in some of those spaces out there that we've got some weaknesses in. So be looking for that. And also another thing, Pilot's doing the same thing. They're buying out the speedways, and they're converting their pilots to these 9-1s, okay? If you see a 9-1, do not pump fuel there, because you do not get a discount. They're eliminating all the discounts in there. You might have got 50, 60, 70 cent discount, but if they've changed that, please don't fuel there. EFS was posting all those, and I try to catch them and then delete them all, but goodness, they're up to 50 or 60 of those things right now. So that's how many I'm deleting out there. But just remember and pass it on to the other drivers. No 9-1 locations unless you want to pay full posted price.
That's good work. That's good work, Lauren. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. We've got some other things cooking too. And really, I do want to stress, guys, that I've been here coming up. Well, it'll be 13 years next week, but it's real important to me. If you're out there and you're not getting the right price, or you're in a situation kind of like the Wind guys, we set up Garden City and also one up in North Dakota that Frank told me about. Let me know. There's nothing I can do about it if I don't know about it. And I try to get those filled in now. If it's a Ma and Pa independent, I doubt if I can do much, but we'll try. It depends on, how many trucks are in that. Now, Frank was telling me there's like 36, or at any given time there could be 36 in that North Dakota location. Well, I can do something with that. I can tell them those trucks will move somewhere else if we can't put something together. But thank God that was an Ambest, a national account deal, and we've got that set up too. But finally, I'll update a little bit on the owner-operator advisory program we've got. We're doing well. I know that the calls have kind of slowed down, but I know when they slow down, that's when y'all are busy. And when you get a 23% increase in volume, I know that you're really busy. But we're up to 175 right now. And really what I would like for you to do is encourage owner-operators, because the more the merrier, particularly in the think tank. I think probably Don can tell you that getting feedback from drivers is fantastic, because there's nobody on this call that knows everything. I don't. Nobody does. And so between that think tank in the whole group, we'll find an answer to any question you have. But having said that, we've been really busy with the PPP second round. We're up to $723,000 on the second round, so that brings us up to about 1.4. Now they've moved the cutoff date from today. They moved it to May 31st, and there's still funds there. So if you did have a 25% or better drop in any given quarter, 2019 versus 2020, then you qualify as long as you're Schedule C and you showed that you paid yourself. And if you need some help on that, I get calls 9 or 10 a day on it, just asking questions about it. So if you need help, please give me a call. Other than that, I mean, we're open to any calls that you have on there. We help guys with finding answers on, taxes, and I'm not a tax expert, but I'll find you the answer. So just feel free to give us a call. And just on another note, I'll share what Jim said. Me and my better half has had both shots plus the 2 weeks, and it's like 1 million pounds lifted off our shoulders when that happened. So I encourage anyone that is thinking about or wanting to do it, please do it. We'll get out of this and get that herd immunity up there. So immunity, I'm sorry. But anyway, thank you so much for your support of Fuel Manager Services and the Owner-Operator Program. And thank ACE there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Lauren, thank you. I just had one quick question. What was the $725,000 and the $1.4 million that you mentioned?
Yeah, we did. That's what we on the second round of the PPP. We're $723,880. The first round we did right at $700,000. So we've got some repeat we got some repeat customers that got their second round of the PPP loans. And these are forgivable loans. I mean, if you got it the first time, you're almost guaranteed if you've got that 25% reduction in revenue in any given quarter or for the whole year. So.
But those numbers of what you've been able to do within the Ace Bennett driving force family is the $1.4 million in PPP for forgivable loans, correct?
Well, that's across the board. That's
okay.
part of the ACE guys, but that's I mean I've got guys in every division, AAE and the whole shot.
Gotcha.
So
nice.
That's across the board. So,
very nice.
But,
great work.
And Lauren, real quick, thank you for the information on the call today. But where are our savings at in 2020 with the fuel discounts, and kind of where are we at so far in 2021 that drivers utilizing the fuel discounts nationwide?
Well, in 2020 we averaged right at 60. And right now, as of yesterday, yesterday, we're averaging 46.86. I look for those margins to increase. But what's happening here, our monthlies have really jumped up, and a lot of that's due to the volume. But it's coming along. And here's part of the problem. We're still doing about 12% out of net. So, I get calls every day, or at least once or twice a week, from drivers that's been with the companies out there that didn't know about the fuel discounts. And I don't understand how that happens. But they just either missed it or they didn't know we had them. And so I would encourage everyone on this call, plus the 166 out there, tell your guys that you're really, if you're with any Bennett guy or any ACE guy, just tell them. And if they need more information, they can call the fuel desk. We answer that phone, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And I'm always available to help a driver both with the fueling network, fueling locations, and how to operate the FuelBook app. And if you don't have the FuelBook app, please get it. And it's updated 6 times a day. It's probably more accurate than EFS in terms of getting the wholesale rack price loaded up. So I would recommend that. So, and really that's the best way to sell them. If you've run into a guy that does not know about the discounts, pull out your phone and show them the FuelBook app and say, here's what I get. So.
Thank you for that information, Lauren. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, so just star 3 if you have a question or comment. We have one individual sitting in queue. It is time to do another drawing for a $50 gift card. John Martin and Hubert Spencer. So we'll get cards out to both of you. I'll say it's probably been a year since I've seen Hubert, by the way. I missed getting beaten up by him up at the pilot in Youngstown.
Yeah, you missed it like a toothache, right?
Yeah.
Hey, 1 or 2 things real quick before we go to our callers. I just wanted to give some recognition. The Bennett Annual Symposium was held earlier in this month, and there were some ACE folks that were recognized for their contributions, and I just wanted to mention them real quickly. First of all, Doug Hibbs in Louisville, Kentucky, our Director of Government Services. Doug was awarded the Bennett Government Employee of the Year. So congratulations to Doug. Haney and White in Louisville, Kentucky. They were the Ace Doran Agent of the Year for 2020. So congratulations to Mike, Nate, and team. Haney and White in Louisville, Agent of the Year. Thank you guys so much. Driver of the Year, Deshaun House. Deshaun is a wind driver. He's in the Blade Division, and just a fantastic guy. Does an amazing job. And so Deshaun, congratulations on Driver of the Year. And lastly, but certainly not least, Lowry Stewart was announced as the Ace Doran Most Distinguished Employee for 2020. Most of you owner-operators and drivers probably know Lori, and she does an outstanding job. So congratulations, Lori, Doug, Haney and White and team, and Deshaun for all of your awards. Also, real quickly, I just got a text from David Lowry. I think David was able to join us on the call. David, are you on?
Yeah, I'm here, Jim. Thanks.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. Sitting down here in rainy Georgia.
It rains there all the time, I think.
Yeah, we need it. Pollen's so bad down here,
Yeah.
to choke a horse.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Well, hey, thanks for taking a couple minutes to call. I mentioned earlier, I think, on the call that you may or may not be able to join us today, so I appreciate you taking the time to call. We've gone through most of our safety points and most everything, but is there anything you'd like to address the group about or share some thoughts on?
I mean, I don't really have anything much. I appreciate the invite to come on the call. And appreciate all you guys and gals out there, on the road and trucking. I know, it was a hell of a year last year to be out here doing this, but looks like things might be turning our way right now. So we're sitting here looking at it, and we really don't see an end to it right now. I don't completely understand all of it, but it's looking pretty good. I got to say, I appreciate everybody, getting on board with these dash cams. I know we beat everybody in the head with over these dash cams, for the last year, and it's really, really paying off. I mean, I was looking at a video this morning, and the story that came and then the video came afterwards is like, these people are completely nuts, trying to blame our driver for stuff that they blatantly did, and we got it on film. So I mean, I have to sit back and laugh whenever I see them things, because we got them, and before cameras come about, and us having cameras in our trucks, we would have just been victim to so many scam artists and people that just blame the trucker, So I just got to tell everybody I appreciate all those that have, and we've still got a few out there we're working on, but all those that have got the cameras in their trucks and the one change I just want to remind everybody is that on the safety bonuses that without a the working cloud-based dash camera is one of the criterias now to be eligible for that bonus. So do your safety meetings. We've made that as easy as we can make it, to get them safety meetings in every quarter, pre-trip inspections, lights, tires, and brakes. Man, that's what kills us. All the same visual stuff that DOT guy's looking at when he decides to pull you over. and you know, to keep them CSA scores off and take care of the cargo, you know, and then collect the money, because that's I don't have this quarter's results to go over because it just ends today. So maybe, you know, by the next call we can go over the results, but I think it's going to be pretty darn good. How much money we've paid out for guys that's, you know, did all of them things and did them all right. So appreciate everybody out there, man. That's my message. We're so darn busy right now. I know everybody is running. A lot of people are getting their shots. A lot of people I know here and up there, you know, in line, already got their second shot or in line to get their second shot. And I got people here that's just itching to get back out on the road and get out in front of some customers and, you know, kind of trying to get back to a normal business model. So we're excited about that. You know, that's about it, Jim.
Okay, David, thank you. I was talking earlier on the call how, you know, with what we pay out in claims cost and what we pay in driver safety bonuses, you know, we would much rather pay out more on the driver safety bonus side than we would on the claim side, and you touched on that as well. So, yeah, we would love to see 100% participation in those safety meetings. There's no better way for us to spend the money than to get it into the drivers' pockets, and I know you agree with that as well.
110%. I'd rather pay it to you guys out there on the road, get it in your pockets, than to pay it to, you know, a lawyer or
right.
a shipper for a wet load of steel, you know, that they picked up out of the mud and they set it in the mud, but just because we didn't pull in there with a tarp on it or ripped up tarp, we got a claim, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which happens. So yeah, much rather give it to our guys.
Yes. Okay, David. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to call. I appreciate it a lot. And Dale.
All right, thank you guys. We have a couple of callers now. We'll start off with Danny. How are you doing? Thanks for waiting.
Yes. First of all, I want to say that ACE has a lot of good agents, really great to work with, and they keep us moving. But I do have a bit of a concern. We need to be moving a lot of company freight. And a lot of these agents, and there's just a few, that is focusing on broker freight. And for me being a driver, you know, you would think, well, what does it make any difference where we get the freight from as long as we get to keep moving? But I think that some of the agents that are listening in, we need to kind of focus more on company freight than we do broker freight. If we get in Butte, Montana, and we can't get a load out of there, then that's when I think the broker freight would come in handy to move us to a different location where we can get company freight. That's my only comment. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but I really feel like we need to focus on moving some company freight.
No, you're fine for saying that, Danny, and frankly, you know, it's kind of a fine line. I mean, we agree with you when we're recruiting agents. Our primary thing is we like agents with a book of business, and we like agents with trucks, quite honestly.
Right.
Relying on brokerage freight as a carrier is not something we want to do. But that being said, you know, in all honesty, there is a role for hauling brokerage freight to get back into network. As you said, if you're emptying, you know, Butte, Montana, we don't have any freight out there or agents. So there is a role for hauling freight for brokers. That's how TQL and some of the others have gotten as big as they are. But no, we absolutely agree with you 100%. And, you know, it's always going to be a part of our business, but we would like it to be a smaller part, and we try to focus on growing direct customer business, and so no, we really agree with you wholeheartedly.
Well, I appreciate that, and also the thing about it with the broker freight is once everybody gets their cut, there's not a whole lot left for the driver whenever it's all said and done.
Right. Yeah,
That's
you're
kind of the way
right.
I look at it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You put another person in the transaction, that's just somebody else that's going to get a piece. So sure, hauling direct customer freight, where you have an agent commission involved and truck pay, that's a cleaner transaction than having to pay a percentage to a broker. There's no question about that.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it very much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you for calling. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Danny. All right, we'll go ahead and move to our next caller. Purnell, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good today. How's everybody?
Doing fine.
Hey, Purnell.
What's going on, Purnell?
I just had a question. I heard him mention something about a field book, and I had never heard that before. My only option has been to look on the card to get the different fuel costs. So I was wondering where do you get that? Do you get that on the App Store, or what is it, and where do you get it?
Yeah, you can go online. You can just Google fuelbook.com and that fuelbook app. Now I'll tell you the code that they're looking for is 0139. That's the code.
Okay.
You can download it, but the only thing you're going to see is cash prices. And so,
right.
and I'm glad you mentioned that. Guys don't depend on EFS's fuel prices. I get calls every day with the wrong fuel prices. Because the fuel prices that they're coming, where they post that online, they're getting that from their fuel management division that doesn't audit those prices. I'm surprised I don't get more calls, but we would prefer you use the fuel book that's on your tablet or your phone. Matter of fact, everybody on this call, you ought to load it up on your phone. It's kind of interesting because it's got a routing guide. You can pull it up by state. You can pull it up by interstate, by state highway. You can enter 3 states at one time. It's set up where as long as you allow the phone to do it or the app to do it, it'll show you where the closest fuel stops are at where you're setting that. So, and I don't know, I didn't catch the driver's name that called, but if you need help with that, just call me at 479-790-5581, and I'll be happy to walk you through it.
Can you repeat that code again?
Yep. Oh, the code is 0139.
All right,
and
thank you so much.
You'll only have to do that one time. And
okay.
So in other words, once you get it in there, you shut your phone off or you don't pull the app up for a while, you shouldn't have to enter that. In the event that something happens, like you accidentally delete the app, just give me a call. Give me a call and we'll look at it. All right, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Guys, is there somebody here at ACE that could call Purnell after the call and just walk him through that, make sure he's set up right?
Yeah, we go over those downloads and orientation. I believe, Alexander, you reach out to the drivers on that, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So I can reach out to you after the call, make sure you get squared away. Sound like you might be okay, but I'll give you a call anyway just to check it out.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Definitely. It's, money saved by having that app on your phone. So, well, we don't have any additional callers here, so we'll go ahead and wrap up. Chad has something?
Last wrap up.
Okay.
Get your safety meetings in.
Yep.
I would like to hit that 34 number so we can set the table for the remainder of the year. Getting us above 70% on that is huge, and it's money in your pocket. As long as you've, as Mr. Lowry said, as long as you've taken care of the cargo, operated safe, no violations, no failed inspections. You got your dash camera rocking and rolling.
Cloud-based.
We want to put money money back into your pocket. Hence the lucrative fuel discounts that Lauren fights for us, the safety bonuses, the clean inspections. So we want to put it back into our great contractors' hands. So that's all I wanted to mention, Dale.
Yep, most definitely. If you're a contractor that still doesn't have one of the cameras, today's a good day to do it.
So, and to follow up on something you said too, if you think about it, there's no better time to want to take advantage of your safety bonus because rates are up, what'd you say, 20-some cents a mile, right?
Yes.
So if we're gonna pay an additional 1% for the safety bonus, which is what it is, 1% of what you're making today is probably significantly more than 1% of what you were making a year ago, for example. So, please take advantage of that and let us get that money into your pocket.
No doubt. Alex?
And I guess real quick, I know people get discouraged if they're locked out or anything. You take your safety meeting on driversigg.com. If you're locked out, you've been locked out for months. I sometimes find that. Just give me a call. My extension is 3322, or call any number and ask for Alexander today. We'll probably get you to me, but we can get you signed in pretty quick. So if you got to do it today, call me right after this, and we'll get squared away and get going.
Yep, and the nice thing, the meeting's only like 15 minutes and 20 seconds, so it's
Nice.
not too challenging time-wise. So, all right, we'll go ahead and just wrap it up. I just want to thank everyone for calling in. I appreciate your time spent with us and taking that part of your day out and just looking to see what's going on and taking in the knowledge we have to offer.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you all very much. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next month, the last Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.